give our descendants, you know, be strong ancestors for them and set the path straight for our descendants. So let's give thanks, and I say ashe to that.
Ashe.
So we're here to talk about the root chakra. I'm so happy you guys came out, because the root chakra, it's like, let's get to the root of our problems. It's our foundation. It's that base chakra. It's the first chakra. Before you can get any other chakra work done, you gotta have that foundation right. You got it. I'm gonna give y'all, getting pens. I see y'all getting pencils and stuff. I'm gonna give y'all a minute. They like, hold up. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a minute. But it's definitely a very powerful start, because we can't get anything else done if the root is not right. You know how you build a house from sand? When the waves come, it's going to knock it right down. No matter how nice it is or how long you took to build it. And another thing about the root chakra is that it's really good for our people to really get into the root chakra, and especially our the people who are living here. You know, even though most of us are indigenous to this land, it's still been a lot of brainwashing where we don't feel at home. You know, we don't feel at home. So root chakra is home, safe, security. So if you don't have that feeling, if you come into a world where they're telling you, go back to where you came from, or, you know, when you have that feeling, it's hard to feel at home and at peace, you know? So we already got a little bit setback with that when you don't have a certain language, when a lot of things have been stripped from you. You gotta refine who you are, you know? You know who you are, but you gotta redefine it. So that's all about the root chakra. Another thing about it is that it deals with the blood. You know, some of us, we know great grandma, but we don't know beyond that. And having that disconnect, it don't sit well with us, you know? It don't sit well in our spirit. So that's why we do libations and we do certain things. We go back, we reverence the ancestors, you know, we honor them, because we know a lot of things happen where, you know, you could do the research and find out, but just generally a lot of things have been misplaced and, you know, and stripped. You've been stripped from a lot of things. So root chakra, it deals with blood, it deals with trauma. You know, you got these groups out here like Black Lives Matter, you know, things like that, or just everyday black on black crime, things like that. You know, I just want to use and as an example is where we got to refer back to the root chakra. You know, when you have a strong root chakra, your community, everything runs differently, because everybody, you know, is respecting that foundation, you know, and the blood becomes sacred.
Ashe.
So, you know, if my root chakra together, little Kenny can't go and get mad at me and then blow his head off, you know, because he respect that blood, he respect the sacredness of his essence, you know. So I always like to start every class with, y'all familiar with this? I'm a kindergarten teacher, the KWL charts. So the K is for what do you know, the W is for what do you want to know, and the L we'll do at the end is for what we learned. So I'm just going to start writing. What do you guys know about the root chakra?
It's grounding.
Grounding. What else?
The present.
You're saying present?
Yes. Focus on the present.
The color is red for it, represents color.
Red. Anything else we know already about the root chakra?
It's foundational.
Foundational. Y'all do y'all own spell check. Okay.
It's the first chakra.
First, yeah, because a lot of people think the crown. They think that's the first, you know?
That was a good one.
That's good.
I just learned that this week.
Good thing.
Well, thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, so anything else?
Because I had it backwards.
With the crown, right? Yeah, when you first get to it, that's what you think, like crown first. You don't think, you know, you don't think from the bottom. Even when you come out head first, you know, you feel like, you know, you feel like that's the first. So these are things that we know. Now I want to move on to what we want to know about it.
I want to know how to stay grounded.
How to stay grounded? What else?
How do you ground?
What about how to balance it? What about how it becomes unbalanced?
about protecting it. You go out in the world and, it can be tested and, with different energies and it gets unbalanced, so how to protect it.
Protecting it. Yes.
What the signs are of imbalance.
What the signs are. Anything else that we want to know?
I guess the signs of balance.
The signs of balance. And what about when it's overactive? Because we know that it has to be in the middle. If it's too much or if it's too little, it ain't balance.
Right, and that's the one that, like, I associate that with the throat, because when I talk, I feel like I talk too much or talk too, and that's the only one, so I didn't realize that.
It could be too much
It
of
could
it.
be, even with the one at the ground, I'm always thinking with this one, because it's actually a verbal voice or sound that comes out, but with the ground, it's just nothing, you just have to make sure it's balanced and know the signs, that's it when it's not, so.
I used to have a friend that used to talk a lot, and I used to be like, yo, you are like a strong throat chakra person. Like, I used to be like, yo, like, your throat chakra is just amazing. But then I was like studying, I'm like, it's actually not amazing, it's actually overreactive. Like, some of that stuff you gotta keep to yourself.
Yeah, like,
Like, actually,
it's like the saying goes, I've heard that people say, I wanna keep it 100, sometimes people keep it to 100.
yeah, that's true, yeah. And, yeah, so definitely, that's a good insight, but we wanna know how to balance it and make sure that it's not excessive. All right, so I think that's good, unless anybody had anything else they wanted to add?
We'll get into it, but what stones are crystals are associated with?
Stone association. Alright. So, the root chakra, like we discussed, it's our foundation chakra. When, let me see. Let me get my paper. Oh, I should have had my papers out. So, just how I was talking about. What? Okay. Alright, as long as we're good. Alright. So, the color for the root chakra is red. It deals with smell, that's the sense for the root chakra. The planets are Saturn and Earth. Your root chakra, the power word for that is I have. You know how, like, we have the power words like I am. You know, for the root chakra, it's I have. It's all about security. It's about security, it's about foundation. A good herb for it is cedar, sandalwood, frankincense, myrrh. All those are good herbs to use, essential oils. I actually have an oil that I brought in that I made specifically for you guys today. And if you want me gifts, we got some cups, we can hand some out, but I normally let everybody sample it. Because what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna use this oil. This is a root chakra oil. It has the cinnamon in it. It has the sage. Lavender is good for all the chakras. It has different, it has cedar. It has frankincense, myrrh, and black seed is in here also. But what you want to do is when you're trying to activate those chakras, you want to rub this oil on the root chakra. And the root chakra, the location of it, it's not the spine, it's not your feet, but it's like in between. You know that little area?
Yeah.
That area?
Yes.
Okay, I'm about to touch the whole area. So it's like the area. See, I'm trying to think of a male anatomy.
It's
It
called
would be-
the seat of the soul.
Yeah.
I think with a man, it would be under the scrotum,
Yeah,
under
under
the
the scrotum.
that space
Like the
between that and
tail.
the anus.
Yeah. So if you kind of pinch a little bit, like that area when you pull in, that's the root. You know, you can feel it. It's in that area. So with this oil though, you're not rubbing it on that area. That's why I wanted to make that clear. Okay? This is a spiced oil. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna rub it. I normally do it on my foot, and you're gonna rub it clockwise to activate and counterclockwise to clear. So that's something you want to do consistently when you're trying to kind of get grounded and get in touch with that root chakra. So this is the oil that I made specifically for that. So I want to read from my notes, but I also want to talk freely a little bit. So signs of like root chakra deficiencies is going to look like your sense of security, how you deal with that, how do you deal with security in the world? Like, do you feel safe? Do you go outside? Do you feel safe? Do you feel safe in your home? Is there a threat inside the home? And it also deals with finances, you know, stability. Are you a stable person? That's root chakra. And we got a lot of people who think they got, you know, who think got their root chakra, but they're not stable. And it's not that you can't deal with things. You can have a shut off every week and still be stable. It's about how are you dealing with these things when they're happening, and how are you countering those things, you know? So it's not like, oh, I'm poor, so I have no root chakra. I have no root chakra foundation. No, it's about how you're dealing with everything. You know, like, of course, obviously a homeless person will have a root chakra issue. You know, they would, because it's like, if you're comfortable being homeless, you're comfortable, you know, you're comfortable, you don't have, I have, you know? So that would be, you know, you have a root chakra issue. Now, say somebody else could be a vagabond. They could be living a certain type of lifestyle where they don't have a home, but they don't have a root chakra issue, you know? So they could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, say somebody is going, but it's intentional.
Oh, so like a nomadic person.
A nomadic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Well, they just want to journey and see.
Yeah, they're on a journey, and they, you know, and they come and they say, hey, I'm gonna stay at this Airbnb for a month. I'm gonna go do this. They freeing up. So that's not necessarily a root chakra issue. And also, we gotta look at society, how it kind of like tells us these are the things that we're supposed to have. So a lot of times we're working very hard to get these things that society says you're supposed to have, like a degree, or you know, you're supposed to have, you know, this and have that. A lot of times we get caught up in that rat race that we don't really get to even enjoy life. So it's not about what you have, it's kind of about how you're getting it too.
Or balance.
Yeah, balance for sure.
What works for that person.
So for the root chakra, the developmental stage for it's in the womb, from womb to 12 months. That's your developmental stage for that root chakra. That's what's kind of being built. That's like when babies come out, you know, learning how to walk. You know, that's always like a big milestone, like learning how to walk, you know, being on their own, being grounded, things like that. That's a big milestone. And people who can't walk, who think something like that happening, really does affect their mental root chakra. You know, because they feel so disconnected, because it's not just physical, it's also spiritual, but they get caught in the physical part of it. You know, like I have a friend, he's handicapped. We talk about chakra all the time. He's like, well, my legs don't, so my root chakra, I ain't got no root chakra. And I'm like, it's not about that. You know, we got to get into the spiritual of the root chakra. So the element is earth. You know, that root, that Mother Earth. So a lot of us in the city, when we don't go outside, we don't get connected with the earth, we got root chakra blockages. You know, you can't go outside in nature. You outside in nature, you like, oh, the air, the wind, the elements, you know, or the bugs, the animals, you know, worms are in the dirt. You know, all of that is natural. But from you not exposing yourself to that, like I tell people, literally, if you can, once a month at least, try to go have a nature walk. Because I know everybody's busy.
I just want to, just from experience, I don't mean to cut you, but that's something I went through this past summer, that I found that I love nature, but I found that I was out with my feet on the ground. And when I had some rough days, I would just go to like my second job, and before I went in, I would put my feet on the ground, get that warmth, get the cement, get the grass, and then I was kind of back into where I needed to be at, just like that. So that's very helpful, a tool that she's saying, it really works.
And if you can get out, you know what I had a friend do? She grew, you know them pans that you cook a turkey in? She grew some grass in it.
Stop it.
She grew some grass seeds. She grew some grass in it.
Really?
She said, I go and stand right in it.
That's
She
a
said, I
Really?
stand right in it. I get grounded, you know? Because sometimes stuff happen and knock you off. You be thinking you grounded, then something happen and shake you all up. I had that with a roommate. She came and shook me all up. I said, whoo. I thought I had this root foundation together. You okay?
Yeah, girl.
I'm like, you okay?
I put him to sleep with the singing bowl.
Yes.
Stop.
It's all right. It's all right. Take your time. So, the psychological function of the root chakra, we got survival, vitality, reality. A lot of people, they not in one with reality. They getting caught up, keeping up with the Kardashians, you know, doing all that stuff. It affects your reality, or it affects your root chakra. You got people out here that got a Louis Vuitton pocketbook, negative bank accounts.
That's right.
Like, so you're not in touch. You're not in touch with reality. So that's a big part of it. Security, support. When you don't have support, it's hard to have, you know, a good foundation with your root chakra. You don't have support. You can have a lot of dreams and lots of things you want to do, but when you don't have support, you can't manifest. You know, it takes a lot. You can do it, but it takes a lot to do it on your own. So I tell people, not having that tribe where you could have that support system, you might have a beautiful thing going, but it takes support to keep it going.
That's right.
You know, so we always want to support ourselves, but it drains us, and it's not fair, especially when you're doing community work. We're trying to do something for the people, and you don't have the people support. You know, it's almost like, you can't do it. It's like eating your time. So it also deals with sexuality, individuality, courage, and impulsiveness. The emotions for it is passion. Passion, how you go and get it. You know, you got that passion. Some people don't have that passion, don't have that drive. They be okay. They be like, y'all can go out and do all that stuff. I'm okay with just existing, you know? You kind of, go ahead.
I have a question about the passion. Let's say one has the passion, but they don't have the drive. Would that be still considered an imbalance with the root chakra?
So I would have to have an example. Can we
Like-
do an example?
Like, say for instance, you have a lot of people that say, I want to start my own business, and you know they will have the materials to get started, and it's like the drive would just be like, I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week.
That definitely sounds
I'll
like
do it
an
next week.
imbalance. Yeah.
And next week,
it gets
and
that
then
way.
the next week will be like 3-5 years.
Yeah.
Like your next week turn into 3-5 years later.
Yeah.
Then you look back, and I'm talking to myself. Self, yeah, you talking to yourself. So you look back and you be like, what happened? I just said next week.
Yeah.
So is that will be a part of the imbalance in the root chakra?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
And that's like me. When people want me to do something, like if she didn't pull a date out, we would have been wanting to do this for a while. Just because, and it's not that they don't have the drive, they might have a lot of outside forces that affects the drive to get certain things done when they want to get it done, you know? So it might not be that they don't have the drive, it's just that they know they got to do this first. So they might be getting caught on the steps, the steps to it, getting caught up with that, yeah.
Well, could it just mean that the person is not organized or whatever? I mean, don't get me wrong, I believe in the chakras, but I just believe that some folk have, some don't. Like she was just saying, somebody talk about starting a business. Sometimes it's just not in them to do that. It's just like a man and woman. I might say I like her, I want her. You know what I mean? But if I ain't going after, I ain't trying to put the work in, so I'm not on one of that bag. You know what I mean?
But the essence of your desires starts within a deeper molecular process of who we are. So it's like, in the church they say, breathe on these dead bones. That's the essence within us that got to be raised up. So if we're not like,
it just might not be your calling.
No, I think if we're all right here,
you're right.
Wrong, because I have a situation which I'm kind of in between what you both were saying.
And we all in between.
I have the passion, I have the drive, And I'm organized.
Mhm.
I've been putting this in my mind. I've been dreaming it. I had my first event. But I don't have the support, the ground. So I'm in between, and I'm struggling with that now. So it can be somebody that has a situation like you're saying that they may not just not to be in them, but it could be that they have to want to fix that.
But now but you think about it now. You fixed it now. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that you are aligning yourself up with to do, to support you in your endeavor now.
Not necessarily. I mean, I totally agree. However, I've had a support system, but the things have fell by the wayside. I've had to stop
But
those
now
relationships. But I'm not giving up. That's the drive.
Right, that's the drive.
This is my passion, so I'm not giving up. But those people have to get to that point to awaken that in them. You do have some lazy people. I see the passion. I see the drive in some people, but they have to do the inner work, like she says, like you're saying. They may not ever get there because they don't do the inner awakening work. So they're never going to get there. So they're going to be stuck in between or be on the side, like you're saying, where they don't want to do it, or it's just not for them because they won't make it for them.
Yeah, and a lot of things we got to trace back to what root chakra is. Organizational, not being organized is definitely root chakra. Not being organized, that's definitely root chakra. Like what I do, you got to live the chakras too. So what I do is when a situation happens,
That was deep.
you have to live the chakras. When a situation happens, reflect and say, what chakra did that situation impact? Because what happens is we store it, but we don't reflect. So then we got this cloud, now it's clogged up. We store it, we don't affect. It's like we eat 12 things of donuts and we don't think about what is messing up. We just keep it going, So what we have to do is live the chakras. So for example, if you dealing with somebody and y'all just in a situationship and you find out that you getting feelings and now you getting jealous and that's heart chakra. So now you got to go and reflect and say, you know what? This is to point. I have to have a conversation with him to see where we at. I got to see where we at with things, because now I'm repressing things, and that's not good for my heart chakra. It's clogging it up. Me allowing myself to be in a situationship. So I got to just know, is it here or there, so I can have that peace and that balance within my heart chakra. It's not all imbalanced, So just like when you're dealing with things, connect them to the chakras. If it's something you say, I was overthinking this whole situation, that was affecting your crown chakra. So go back and say, okay, when I was inside that situation and I couldn't focus because it was something so simple, but I overthought it. I overthought what it was. So that now you know that was the chakra that was impacted. Now go and do some chakra work on that chakra to get it back to balance. Because what happens is it get clogged up, might just be a little bit, but then you keep pushing things through it, and it's like, okay, now you really done messed it up,
So I just have a question. It goes along with everything. So what would be the chakra or the part that kind of, like you said, you have to address? Like with my event, I feel like everything went as planned in my head, except for one piece, which was the part that I needed to deliver, which was the talk that I am the coach. So everybody said it was well, but I wasn't happy with it. I had, I was beating myself up and I'm trying to figure out what I did, what happened. And I felt like that I put my trust in the support of the one person, and they failed me, but they blamed me for the situation, not even my event period. They blamed me that they couldn't come because they didn't have a babysitter. But the point is that I now need to find out what was that allowed me to have that trust in the person when they failed me in another situation, but it wasn't business. So I now need to find that root to the problem. So now that I just kind of shut them out, I blocked them. I have to deal with it on my own terms, but I need to find eventually what was that point that got me to that point to even allow that person back in, knowing that.
That sounds to me like third chakra work, the intuition.
Yes.
You ignored the intuition. You ignored the intuition. That's the voice within. Don't ignore the intuition. Don't ignore what you've seen. If you've seen Crystal Jawn and she was late for one event, don't think she's gonna be on time. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. I'm serious. It's with everything. At the end of the day, your intuition gonna be sitting right there on your shoulder like, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Why you don't listen to me? You already know. That's that higher self. So what you said was you trusted. So trust is a lot of third eye chakra work. you know? And I'm telling you, I might be, if I get a bad vibe, I trust my intuition. They might say, what happened to him? So he was nice. I said, look, the vibe was off. I ain't even about to wait a year to find out why it was off. I'm gonna trust that intuition, you know? Because it's always right. You know, you come in and you might be saying, yeah, you know, for some reason I just didn't want to go to that party. I don't know why. You find out the next day they were shooting at that party. You didn't know why, but you listened. And versus being in the situation, say, well, you know what? I was starting not to go, but I did anyway. And then you got to tell how you had to, you know, live that out to believe it. Believe in you. Believe in yourself. Believe in it. You know, I tell people that all the time. You know the answers. The answers is in there, but you got to listen. A lot of times we don't listen. So your inner state with the root chakra is going to be, stillness, security, and stability. That's root, you know? Some people who you can look at and they all over the place. That's me in a crystal shop. I'm like, so not all the time, but when certain things with life, when people are all over the place, you can talk to them, and they're all over the place. They don't know how to be still. And that's a big sign of root chakra work. Somebody don't know how to be still, you just gotta, and like I said, it's situational. Don't be like Zola, I broke up with him because we was hanging out and he switched seats 4 times at the movies. I mean, that might be excessive though. That might be something to look out for. But what I'm saying is look at how people are able to be still and to be calm, because that's root chakra. You got people you can tell something to, and they could listen, and they don't have to just, they could be still, they could be calm, they can hear you. You know, you got some people who, you talking, they talking, y'all both, you like, you know, you trying to tell me my story. It's like, can I tell you? You know, because they don't know how to be still. So I tell people all the time, if you got somebody who you need advice from, make sure they got that stillness with them. Make sure they got that stillness. You could come to them and you know they're going to, because other than that, they got too many other things going on. And sometimes what they got going on will affect the advice and what they're trying to give you about what you have going on. You know, they might be reliving a situation like that, and yours might be completely different. But you know, because they not letting you, you know, they're not having that stillness. Your rights is right to be here and your right to have. That's a lot of it. Do you believe, like I have to tell people, when you're not in a relationship that you want to be in, do you believe that you have the right to be with a good person? Is that your right? Because if you don't believe that that's your right, that you deserve that, then you're not going to get it. And a lot of times we feel like, oh, I did this before, I did that before, so I don't deserve this. It's not my right to have it. If you don't believe in that, then you're not going to get any of those things that other people, sorry, that other people have. I'm going to grab
some water.
I'm gonna grab water. So that's the, you know, that's a big issue. I went out to a show one time, and this guy, me and him just was talking, and it was an art exhibit. He was an artist, and he said to me, Zola, you can have any painting on the wall. What painting do you want? And when I picked out, it was like $500. I was like, I want this one. So my girlfriend was like, Zola, don't take his $500 painting. Like, he got little $50 ones in the front. He got $75 ones. I said, I believe I deserve this. Yeah, I was like, I deserve this. But in her mind, something was going on with her inner self, and she felt like, no, he believed I deserve it, and I believe I deserve it, because he would have said, take any painting you want. That's what he said, right? He didn't say check the size and check he would have said, you know, get something. He said, take which one you want. You know, the whole time we was riding in the car, she was squished up and uncomfortable. The painting was real big. And she was like, I can't believe you got this painting. I said, yeah. I said, because I deserve it, and I believe I deserve it. Now, me a couple of years ago probably would have went and took the smallest one, because my mind would have been like, you know what? I want him to be able to get the money for that. If he could sell that for $500, that's going to be me helping him. But that goes back to root chakra, self-preservation. That goes back to root chakra. You have to be selfish when it comes to root chakra. You have to be selfish. And it took me a while to associate being selfish with self-love. You know, it took me a while to make that association, because I was being so selfless, you know? And you don't have to be a good person to be selfless is not necessarily good, mean you're a good person. You know, if I don't got no water for myself, but I'm gonna say, hey, you deserve this water, and I'm just gonna be thirsty. No, self-preservation, and that's where we get messed up sometimes as a people. We want to give, you know, and we get messed up. Because I'm telling you, you could give and you could pour your whole cup empty,
All the way
and
empty.
you won't have nothing left.
But then also, do you believe in gifting? That everybody has different gifts. Some people have the gift of giving, and that's one thing I learned. 'Cause that's one of my gifts. You know, is to give. And sometimes I'll just give, because that's just who I am, and that's also my spiritual gift. But at the same time, we gotta know when to stop. So
Yeah, that's what
you
it's
know what I
about.
mean? And so it'd be a good thing, but it's not always a God thing. You can give something to somebody, and they'll use what you gave them and kill themselves with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think you answered your own question in saying all that.
Right. I mean,
Just make a
when you
statement.
said it, I've been through the answer. But I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
saying to you,
absolutely.
don't you said people give to everything is gone. I had to make a conscious decision that I have to know when to, and I have to also listen to the Most High when He's telling me, you know, not this time.
Yeah,
Yes, no, not
absolutely.
this time. But some people just give because it's in their spirit to give. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. We've seen that play out a lot of times. You know, where it's like, well, who was giving her those drugs? Or who was giving, you know, well, you know, even with a lot of things you see it play out where accessible. Everybody really have access to every single thing because, you know, you gotta be able to see through certain things.
And then I think in this world, in some of our teaching and training, we were taught to put everyone else before ourselves. And the reality of it is we should always be first.
Yes.
We should take care of ourselves first and not
Absolutely.
always put everybody ahead of us.
Listen, let me tell you, I'm a teacher, and what I tell I don't teach them. We all friends in here. I don't say that. I don't say we all friends. We all love each other in this room. I don't know. I don't know everybody's heart in this classroom. You know. So what I tell them is, make sure we do bucket. So make sure they fill in your bucket too. If little Ray Ray took your pink crayon and colored so couldn't color no more, you think Ray Ray your friend? He know you love pink. He didn't want you to have that crayon. You know, I'm telling you. And even when you get on the flight, what they tell you, they say put that on your face first.
They sure do.
Make sure you are good first.
Secure yourself.
The biggest thing I think that we are not taught when we're little is that everybody don't love how you love. I think that messed a lot of us up. Because we come out here with our hearts so soft and so ready for something, and people been out here hurt. Everybody hurting on the same level. Some people on their 3rd, 5th, 9th life of their heart, you know, and you coming out on your first life of your heart, you know, and he might be your age, but he done suffered about 5 heartbreaks. So he not where you at, you know, and y'all could be the same age and look the same, and y'all not on the same level. So you gotta learn that everybody does not love how you love. Wow. See how they love, and then say, is that my language? Is that how I would do things? And you're gonna learn. Some people who you just thought would make a right choice, no, they gonna show you. You say, I didn't know it was like that, but you ain't know. So now you know.
Yeah. And I think that it's also too not so much about something tangible. It's also about giving your energy and your time to someone, because that was the purpose of my self-love series, and it still is the purpose, because the series means it's going to be more. And the series started because we have to start with loving ourselves first, and we have to, and I've said this, that I want my cup to spill it over, because then I can drip a little bit for someone and have enough for me. And when I say it's not tangible, it's because I have to stay, you know what, I can't go there with you right now because I need to stay home and do my yoga and stretch. Because I'm giving myself that time, as opposed to me running rampant 2 jobs all week long, giving myself to someone else in their time and their money, but not giving something to myself that's not tangible.
And I think it's levels in life. I think it's years where you're supposed to support and years when you're supposed to get supported. So what I have to tell people is, I was out there, I was the supporter. I was at every show. I was helping people with everything. So then when I came and wanted to do my thing, they remembered and they came to help me. Because, you know, so it's years where you got to know what year you at in life. Everybody's not going to be where you're at. That's not their year. They might be on their year of taking, you know, of trying to climb ladders and trying to build and trying to do this. So they might be on that level. You meet people on different years, you know? So, so that's important too. So every time, like, I get called to do a lot of things or to come to a lot of events, and I tell people, look, I got 3 events that day. Ain't no way I can't drag, it ain't self-love. You know, it's not self-love. As much as I want to be there, I can't, and I can't even commit to it. You know, I had an event last night. After the event, I left. The sister was still calling me like, you almost here, Crystal Jawn. Everybody waiting to see Crystal Jawn. I said, what they want to see me for? I'm not even setting up. I was like, I don't got no crystals with me. But it was just, she kept saying, Crystal Jawn tagging me. Everybody's like, oh, you going to be there? I said, I'm trying to go. I'm going to see how I feel. So, you know, she was a little disappointed I couldn't make it. But I called her this morning. I had to explain to her, you know, I know that was your event. You kind of invited me last minute. I wish I could have made it. I'll try to make the next one. But the condition I was in, I had to self-love. I have another event for myself the next day. So I can't do that.
And we always said, as I was growing up, that self-preservation is the first law of nature. And because it is, and like you said, if you yourself are not preserved, if you're not at your peak, you can't do anything for anyone else. And if you do, it won't be effective. So if you let yourself be all poured out, then you have nothing to give anyway. So you have to keep yourself in a state of being at your peak, you know, first for you, before you can start to give, you know, of yourself. And so that's one of the things that I've had to learn over the years, to be kind of, like you said, selfish. It's, you know, to be selfish, but it's a good selfish.
It is. And it's a good selfish. It's not like we up here King Midas and we got all the gold and we're not giving out none. No, it's not like that. It's a good selfish. That's important too. Because we always have these negative associations with certain words. Like selfish sounds like a negative word, you know, but it's not. And even when you look at it, like the nature of mankind is not to be thankful. We know that through history. It's not their nature to be thankful. Even when you look at it, you got pictures of people, women who look like us, breastfeeding them white babies. They didn't say thank you.
No.
Thank you, because of you, we got this, we got that. And now that we're going to set the balance back right, and we're going to do this for your children. That's not the nature of us to be thankful. When you got the stories where they came here and we was giving them the corn and giving them this and sharing the abundance with them, they ain't say thank you. They said, oh, these suckers sweet. They sweet. Bring everybody. Bring everybody. They nice. They sweet. And I had to learn that because I'm a nice person. But what I had to do was every time I would be nice, I would be like, oh my goodness. You know, I would see how people were using it. They were using it. So I don't let people know I'm nice. You got to really find out.
You're kind.
Yes, kind.
People can feel the energy. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. You can just walk into a room and your presence says a lot. So a lot of times people can feel, you say chakra?
Yeah.
So now you opening your mouth, you know what I mean?
They feel it. And also now we're living in a time where words are different. Like sweet don't mean what sweet meant 50 years ago.
Neither does nice.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I said you're kind.
He said people don't know, but he's saying like when I first met you, that's what I got. So I don't know how you gonna say. I feel what you're saying.
And I try not to give that off all the time though. You know? So this is a safe space to give that off too.
I am safe.
I am secure.
I am home.
I am home.
Yes. You want to say that again and again and again, and then you want to go into and don't try. And when you do it, just keep doing it. You know, and don't try to do it like if we all did it. Eventually, it's gonna all harmonize. You know. So you want to breathe in. When you breathe out, breathe in.
long
He said she better start. Oh, I'm done with y'all. He said she better start now. Yeah. And then what I want us to do though, I want us to add one more part. Remember we were talking about what that root chakra was at? So when we take that breathe in, when we take it out, pull that. Pull it. Come in. Pull it. Pulling it. Let it out. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you pull it in, that area that I told you, remember you got the area? You got it? Oh, so you weren't here.
No.
So we were talking about the location of the root chakra, which is in between. There you go. So when we are breathing in, we're pulling that part. And then releasing it.
Just like look, do like this. When you feel like you grip
You know
your,
what I'm saying? Pull
your
it,
butt cheeks up.
then let it out.
That's how you ripping it. You know?
That's what we're gonna do.
Pull it in,
That's what it is.
let it out. Yes, it sounds beautiful. And what I do is I set a timer for about 10 minutes. And you're gonna, when that timer go off, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be like, oh, I want 10 more. But take baby steps, you know, but that's another thing we have to do, time management. Find it in your day to give yourself time to work on those chakras and to do that chakra work. That's self-care. Find the time, find the time for it.